All right. This is Pat Hager, head cross country and track and field coach at Houghton College. Here with two alumni, one more recent alumni, Mac Gostomski, who's now been out almost a full year, not quite, and David Richards, who graduated in 2014 and then went on to coach here at Houghton as an assistant for 4 years. So just thought we'd talk a little bit, try to keep you guys engaged, give you some good content on their experiences and what they're up to. So we'll start real quick with Matt and just what are you up to these days? What have you been doing? How's your training been since college? Tell us a little bit about that.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. These days, still training, I guess. Coach Hager has been giving me some training plans. Not really training for anything too specific right now, just because every race near me is like canceled or postponed, just with everything going on. But I don't know, just trying to keep my mileage high, just trying to continue to PR, do well in races, just make sure I get out and run every day pretty much.
Has there been anything like unique about your training? I mean, obviously I know because I wrote it, but like for them, in the fall you had a pretty good training cycle. Have you raised your mileage at all? How are you feeling? Things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in like college, I guess I couldn't get too much more than like 50 miles a week. So it's kind of been nice since graduating, been able to get up to the 70s, which has been pretty cool. Something I was never really able to do in college for some reason. I was just always get injured when I would try. But yeah, it really helped. I ended up doing an 8K in the fall and ended up having like a big like PR by over a minute. Definitely think kind of pushing the mileage a little bit more has kind of helped.
Yeah, for sure. It's been good to see Matt. He's come back for a few runs. He's had a few great races. Definitely seems like he's in better shape. And has kept it going, which is awesome. So, what about you, Dave? What are you up to these days, and then how's your training been and things?
Sure. So, like Coach Hager said, I'm a 2014 grad, and then I came back to assist him from late fall 2014 to like summer 2018. And during that time, I learned a lot about training and life. He prescribed training for me while I was his assistant. And now, like, he and I will still text a bit and be like, oh, what do you think of this or that? But I'm pretty much writing my own training at this point and having fun with it. After leaving Houghton as a coach, I coached at Susquehanna University last academic year. Then left that, currently taking a break from coaching, but I want to get back into it. I'm going to try to volunteer at the high school level in the fall. Hopefully everything with the COVID-19 will be cleared up by then. But I've just been pushing mileage a lot, thinking part because I just have a lot of time now that I'm not coaching or in college or grad school. I've hit 3 weeks. I've hit 2 calendar weeks of over 100 miles and 1 non-traditional week. I think it was like Tuesday to Monday of over 100 miles. Just I kind of wanted to see that I did it, and I've had some real good races since leaving college. Best one probably in 2016, was it 2015 or 2016?
Oh, how about we'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a minute. How about that?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just,
sorry. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, jumping ahead of the gun there a little bit, but it's okay. We'll get to your favorite race back here. But yeah, so good to see what these guys are up to. It's really cool. We're on a text thread together. Honestly, for me, I just turned 34 last week, and so not crazy old, but not crazy young. So it's been really nice to kind of these guys have kept me motivated to keep my mileage high from a competitive standpoint. We're all running for Swift Racing, and it's just been fun to just sort of brainstorm workouts together. They usually send a text of what they're doing, and that's been really cool, really invigorating. And just for the audience, we all ran at the Club Cross Country National Championships in December, and that was a lot of fun. And the Houghton contingent did take 1, 2, 3 for Swift that day. So definitely some good things going on with these guys. So I'm hoping we can toe the line again and get training every now and then together. But moving to Houghton and your experiences, obviously very different experiences. You know, Matt kind of came in my second year here in the program. And so, you know, I had him for all 4 years. I had come in as head coach right after Dave graduated that next fall. So Dave, you know, had a little bit of a different experience under a different coach, and then kind of came in to coach for 4 years with me. So kind of saw two sides of the program for 8 years, 8 years there. And so just interested in, you know, Matt, we'll start with you, sort of your experiences as a whole, and maybe a couple of your favorite experiences there. Maybe one race, maybe just something outside of racing, even just with the team. But what was that like for you?
Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of hard to like pick something specific. There's just so many just amazing memories just from being part of the team, being at school, the friends I made. I guess I'll just start with like my favorite race that I ran in college was probably E8's indoor my senior year in the 3K, just because I had run the mile the day before, didn't podium, but I still ran a pretty decent PR. And then the next day for the 3K, I was just I'm just gonna go out and just take a chance, see what happens. I think I was like seated like 6th or something in the 3K. And I just went out and at some point, like a little past halfway through the race, I just started picking people off. Next thing you know, I'm like gunning for like third place is like right there in front of me, just about to pass him, and I feel someone on my shoulder. I was like, oh, I gotta go now. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, Catalano was right behind me, and PJ Gunther was right in front of me, and I was like, I'm just going for it now.
Did you get Gunther? I forget. Did you get Gunther?
Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, he was in third. I passed him and just like sprinted with everything I had left. Crossed the finish line in third. I was like so excited. And then someone said, oh, you just broke 9 minutes, which that was one of my goals, was to break 9 in the 3K. So that was just like icing on top of the cake. Just after getting third and then hearing that I just had like a huge PR. That was definitely probably my favorite race all time from racing in school.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, you know, E8 is a 2-day meet now, so it's Friday and Saturday, and so a lot of people come back and they might run a mile, and then the 3K on mile Friday, 3K Saturday, which is what Matt did. They ran a 4:29 mile the night before, and then 3K the next day, or some people might run a 5K Friday night and then a 3K, or a DMR and a 3K. Either way, you're usually ending with a 3K if you're a distance runner, and everyone's got a few events in their legs. So for Matt, and actually it's funny, he ran the same exact time as my PR. That day, 55:95, which was just kind of fun as well. But yeah, you had a few races that I thought you were going to choose from. I thought maybe E8s from your senior year in cross, which was, you know, Matt was 6th overall, first team all conference. Crazy mucky, just tough race. That indoor meet was definitely up there. And then I thought, I wasn't sure maybe if you were going to go with the 1500 at Swarthmore when you ran 4:02. Or even Bucknell, which was sort of a big breakthrough when you ran 4:03. So lots of good races from Matt during his time here. So it was cool. He ended on a pretty high note, which was awesome. What about you, Dave? Any experiences or races that stand out from your time at Houghton?
So in college, I'm going to have to go with my final race of my college career. The 10K at the Christian College Nationals for outdoor track. It was so like I said, senior year, and I was injured for indoor track, and so it's just like, okay, outdoor, I'm just going to go for it. And I remember we went out incredibly slow. I mean, it's a championship meet, so it's going to be tactical. We went through 5K in 1640, and then I think at around probably around 6K. I think it was like 5.4K. My coach at the time, like Coach Hager said, he came in as a head coach right after I graduated. So my coach at the time was just like, okay, David, you can go now. And so I went, gapped the field, and ended up running 32:28. which was like second fastest time of my life at the time. And some people were gaining on me at the end, but I ended up winning national title in my final college race, which was great. Real great memory. And that was definitely a great way to end my college career. Post college, it's going to be another 10K at Susquehanna University, ironically, where I would coach a couple years after that. I ran 31:22, and kind of a similar thing. I made a move, probably like 5K or something like that, and just went for it. And I was thrilled to run.
You made a move against yourself because you were in.
Okay, yeah,
you were in the
against,
lead. You just
I
picked it up. I think.
I'm against. Yeah, picked it up, and I was really excited by that because coming into that race, I was like, okay, I just want to break 32 minutes because I had run like 32:15 in college with my best. I was like, okay, I want to break 32 minutes, but I've been having a lot of good workouts, and yeah, I ran 31:22. Ecstatic about that. But racing aside, being a part of the team while I was in college was great. I needed it because I was academics didn't go phenomenally for me in college. Kind of struggled with that. So having the team there and being a part of the team really made college so much more enjoyable. And I can't imagine going through college without having been a member of the cross country and track teams. And then being able to come back and coach again at my alma mater was fantastic. Really loved that, and really loved to help Coach Hager build the program out for that first couple years of his tenure.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I mean, so in that 10K, your last race in college, sounds like you maybe went through in 16:40, came back in maybe 15:40 or so. The last.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it was like
good, yeah.
16:40, 15:48, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing is I remember that 10K very well. In fact, for those of you viewers, Matt and I also were in that 10K at Susquehanna. I was actually pacing Matt in that, and so we got to sort of firsthand see Dave, and there was nobody near him, so he was just kind of out there by himself, which is one of Dave's strengths. He can just kind of push, and so running 31:20 on your own is really impressive. Matt didn't fare so well that day. Was that your first 10K, Matt? Was that your first one?
Yeah.
I think it was your first 10K.
That was rough.
So for me, I was just pacing
was.
that. I was gonna drop out either way. My shoe actually came off, oddly enough, and so
oh yeah,
I stepped off, and Matt had a better 10K since, but I think for Matt, the mental aspect of those longer races is much better now. You know what I mean? Now that you're sort of out of college and training on your own, and almost that, like, would you say that you kind of have a chip on your shoulder mentality now? I mean, I kind of felt in my first year after college, it was sort of like I just didn't feel like I was done racing. I feel like I still had something to prove. Like, do you sort of feel like that at all now? Would you attribute that to running so well at this point?
Yeah, I'd definitely say absolutely. It's addicting to continue to run faster, to make goals and then achieve them. So, and yeah, I don't know, in college, some races that I didn't run as fast as I would have liked to have. So it's kind of at this point, still like to achieve those goals that I had in school, such as like getting 5K PR down a little bit. That was always a rough race for me in college.
Yeah. Matt was a bit more he had that middle distance speed. I would say you had some nice longer distance races, but I would say in college you struggled a bit more with those just mentally, I think. And it seems like, that's improving now, which is awesome. So it'll be just a matter of time before you get under 16. But yeah, for those of you who maybe just graduated or still out not very long, I mean, these two guys have done it now for a while pretty successfully. I mean, Dave and I, when he was coaching here, we would run a ton together and stuff. So that was great to have that accountability with him there. And he's right. Like, he was there through the beginning of my tenure and the ups and downs of recruiting and building and taking, that men's team from last place to where it is now, and women's team from 6th or 7th perennial league to where it is now. Dave was at the forefront of that. So that was cool. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. So I guess wrap things up here pretty quickly with you guys, but anything that you're really, I mean, obviously there's a lot of unknowns right now, but let's just pretend that's not happening? And what are you looking forward to? I mean, racing or whatever. I mean, is there anything particularly on your plate that you're sort of excited for in the coming months? Start with Matt.
Okay. Definitely to get my 5K PR down. Definitely like to race Coach Hager, Dave, and another race. Yeah, be fun to beat you guys next time.
So cross
Yeah,
country
just
races
continue.
in the fall, do you think? You think you'll see it in the fall
Yeah.
at all?
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of hard to say right now with being graduated. Don't really know what my plans are for the future just yet, but definitely I'd like to continue racing, running as long as I can, pretty much. So, yeah.
Okay, Dave, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I was going to run the Buffalo Marathon in about 2 months, but that is no longer happening because of the COVID-19 craziness, which I totally get. Yeah, I also want to get some PRs down. I'd love to break 31 in the 10K. Want to break 2:30 in the marathon. So definitely trying to put in some work towards those goals. And professionally, I'm going to be going back to grad school to become a high school physics teacher, and then I can coach at the high school level too. So like I said, I want to volunteer assist in the fall because I definitely love this sport and I want to get back to it. And I really love investing in kids. Like being able to invest in Matt for the 3 years that I coached him was just fantastic.
Great. Yeah, great. And I think to explain Matt's reference a little bit, you know, I wasn't going to say it, but when we went to Club Cross Country Nationals, I did end up as the top Swift runner with Dave finishing shortly behind and Matt shortly behind him. I'll say this, as my training was good and I was fit, I think it was a very muddy day, very rainy, very cold. And so I think I just kind of came out and ran tough that day to beat those guys. And Matt wants another shot. And the funny thing about that is now I'm 1-0 against Matt in races. And that actually tied me with Dave in races. And so I'm actually fairly reluctant to race them again because they are faster. I think hands down. You know, just foot speed and things like that. So I don't know if they'll see me on the line again per se because I sort of like my records right now against them. So we'll see.
So Coach Hager and I are now 2-2 against each other, but some of those were kind of weird. Like I will fully admit he's much better in the mud than I am. And so Club Cross Country Nationals was the muddiest race I've ever been in my life. So he got me, but then I've gotten him in a cross race when his hamstring kind of acted up a little bit. So it's kind of like it's been hard to get just us to just go out on an equal playing field. And I'd like to race Matt.
Never is quite an equal playing field, which is fun. I mean, that's the fun thing about it, right? Conditions, even distances and stuff. But yeah, so we've got some good things going on between the three of us, and hopefully some more alumni to come. And so we'll see what's on the schedule coming up. But for now, just really wanted to interview you guys and just see how you were doing and provide some good content for people who are at home and just looking to see some familiar faces. So for those of you tuning in, you can hopefully expect to see a few more of these, maybe with some current athletes, some seniors who are just finishing up, want to hear their perspective on, you know, what they're up to, what they thought of their experience and what they have coming up too. So, but these are two of the more active alumni and just they've been around a bit the past year or two, just in out meets and with the team. So it's been good to see them. So thanks guys for talking a little bit, and we'll catch you another time.